The hook I'm going to be using to tie the EP baitfish variant is a Mustad 34007 size 2.0. I'm going to catch the thread in about 4mm back from the eye, lay a base of thread along the hook shank till just before we go round the bend, trim away the excess. I'm using a UTC 140 thread, and I've waxed a couple of meters of thread just to give me the grip I need on the synthetic materials. I'm going to take a length of ultra hair, just a crimped nylon, about 10 fibres. I'm going to fold this over and then cut it again. I'm simply going to lay this on top of the hook shank, full length of the body, and then tie it down. Just trying to keep the fibres on top. A lot neater doing it this way. Take the thread down, binding the fibres in, and then take your thread back up again. What this does, it acts as a stiffener, prevents the materials above from fouling around the point of the hook. Right, the next material I'm going to use is a fluorescent yellow sparkle fly fibre. It really is a lovely material to use. Sparkle fly fibre. Very soft, very mobile. It's got an angel hair running through it in various colours. I'm just going to put that on top of the hook, slightly longer than the ultra hair, and bind it down. You don't need a lot of this material. It's got quite a pronounced crinkle to it, so you get a big profile without using a lot of material. Right, 3 or 4 turns down and the same back up again. What we're going to do is fold this fibre over and then trim it to the length, same length as what the piece underneath is. Then I'm going to divide the fibres evenly and pass them down either side of the hook, making sure that they stay on the bottom of the hook shank. We don't want them riding up the sides of the hook, as that will make the profile of the fly too wide. Right, now we're going to bind these down and then take your thread back up again to your original tying point. Now I'm going to take a length of body braid. This is Bill's body braid, available from the States. Same chap who invented the Easy Body range of products. Just going to catch this in on the side and then take my thread down to approximately halfway down the hook shank. Then I'm going to wrap this all the way down. What this does, it just creates a nice little hot spot on the hook shank. The materials are translucent when they're in the water, so this little red flashy bit really shows through well. And just bind that down, take away the waste, just tidy that up. I'm going to invert the hook and take another length of the sparkle fly fibre, again fluorescent yellow, and I'm going to tie this in, making sure that it's fractionally shorter than the previous piece. Again, 3 or 4 turns down and 3 or 4 turns back up, just making sure it's sat right. What I'm going to do is bring the fibre over to the side just so I can get a measure on the length that I need, then bring it back up and trim. And again, take the fibres down either side of the hook, making sure that they sit underneath the hook shank like that. And then you need plenty of wax on your thread for this. Just bind them down, taking the thread all the way to the eye of the hook and then back up again. Right, for the top of the fly I'm going to use a material called kustom fibre. Very similar to H2O slinky fibre, but this is softer. It's a lovely material to work with. This is a pale olive. I'm just going to, you don't need a lot, just take a small piece, again slightly longer than the previous piece of material, and then just tie this in 3 or 4 turns down and the same back up again. I'm just going to trim away the waste. Let's get me other scissors for that. There we go. And then tie down the loose ends. Then we're going to repeat the process on the underside, taking another small clump of the fluorescent yellow sparkle fibre, and again making sure it's slightly shorter than the previous piece. Just going to tie it in on the bottom of the hook. Again 3 or 4 turns down, and then bring your material over to the side just to get a measure of the length that you need. Trim away the excess, and once again making sure the fibres sit underneath the hook, just bind them down. Oops. Now I'm going to tie in another piece of the olive custom fibre on top. Just going to line the points up. Again, fractionally longer than the previous piece. What this is doing, it's just encouraging the taper on the fly. Saves a lot of trimming at the end. Now I'm just going to bind that in and take away the excess. Just neaten that up a little bit. Now I'm going to tie the final piece of fluorescent yellow in. At this time I'm not going to double it over. Just need a little bit more in at the front. That's it. I'm just going to tie this down and then trim away. Just trim away the excess. Don't need this piece here. And once again, just neaten up and take your thread back up again. Now for the final piece of material, I'm going to use sparkle fly fibre again, but this is a dark mottled green. Just want to darken up the back area slightly of the fly. Again, I'm just going to lay this on top, slightly longer than the olive that we tied in. And I'm just going to tie this in. Again, I'm not going to double it over. Just take away the waste material and then bind the fibres down. Any little bits that are forward of the eye, you can sort of fold them back with your fingers and tie them in. Now I'm just going to build up a nice neat little head, and that is pretty much the fly done, apart from a brush and a trim. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to whip finish. I'm going to get an old toothbrush, and then what we're going to do is just brush the fibres to remove any loose bits of flash, any loose bits of the synthetic fibres, and it'll help blend all the colours together as well. Alright, there we go. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the fly out of the vise, and I'm just going to draw the fibres through my fingers, just splaying them out slightly. I'm going to get a pair of, these are craft type scissors, these are Fiskars ones, very sharp. and then I'm going to trim the fly to length. The actual length of the fly at the minute is too long for the size of the hook, so I'm just going to come in, take the fly to the length I need it, and just trim out any fibres that are sticking out. Just draw the fibres again through your fingers, and there we go. Let's put this back in the vise a sec. And as you can see, you end up with a lovely profile, slight pronounced belly, lovely tapered tail. Now you can add stripes if you want to this. I think I'm just going to stick eyes on this one. I've done enough recently with stripes on. The glue that I use is a product called Fletch Tie. It's actually designed for fletching arrows, but it makes a fantastic glue for sticking eyes on. Once it sets, they are not coming off. Right, I'm going to take a 10mm UV reactive chartreuse eye and just place one there and then one on the other side here. Use the nozzle of the glue just to work it into the fibres. Like I say, these are 10mm UV reactive chartreuse eyes. I'm just going to pop another one on the side there. Just take the fly out of the vise just to make sure that they're lined up. Yep, they don't look too bad at all. There you go. One EP baitfish variant. This is, I suppose you could call it a perch pattern. If you put stripes on it, it definitely would be a perch pattern. Fantastic pike fly. I hope you enjoyed that, and hopefully soon I'll have another video for you. Cheers.